on, Ronnie? How you doing? Oh, yeah, let me get my power set up here. Oh, man, I've been so busy. I've never been so busy in my life. All right. What's up, Nick?
And that means fewer delays for passengers.
All right, let's get some air in here. Been a super busy day. Glad to be here. Please hit that thumbs up button. It is appreciated. Let's get moving. A hard working day today. Gonna make a treat tonight. A treat tonight. A treat tonight. To try to get the hell out of this driveway is a treat tonight. What a world where a day laborer is driving a Lincoln Navigator. What did I do wrong? Uh-oh. I see the repo, man. Holy smokes. Oh, yeah. This is Repo Boy right here. He's got a target locked in, man. Oh, he's looking at that truck over there. Let's sing it, everybody. Do you know the repo, man? The repo. Nick, hit that thumbs up button. You know the repo, man. It lives on. Beautiful day, but it has been windy as a mofo the last couple days. I got 9 days, 9 people here, 2 people I know. I only got 1 thumbs up. What's wrong with that picture? Let's have a little bit of applause. There we go for the working man. There we go. It doesn't cost anything. Just a small moment of human effort. Makes for a happy YouTuber. I'm going to be baking my sack off tonight. Making a real nice cobbler. Got 1 can in the mix and we'll do the rest. Cobblers, thank goodness, they're very easy to make. We might make it outside, although I'm trying to avoid too much more outside because I don't even know if these shots even worked. I got these allergy shots. I'm struggling, so the question you'll never get answered is, are you struggling worse than if you didn't have them? I can't answer that question. I don't know. I don't know. That's a question I will not know. All right, we got Bollard boys up front here. I shall return in a second. Trying to make sure this thing doesn't cut off. Where to shake? Come on, man. Stay up there. There we go. I guess this thing keeps slipping down. I guess that's all right. All right, I'll be back in a second. It's like a zoo in there today. Wow, are we charging or not? I'm using the old light charger. All right, here we go, everybody. We are underway on a coffee break. So we got Jerry Jones. How you doing? We got Barry Simplex. How are you? All right, Simplex. A simplex derailleur. I remember what a great innovation that was on a Schwinn World Traveler. The 10-speed with the derailleur on it. What a technological breakthrough. Why the hell that thing's slipping down? Simplex is also a derailleur for bicycles. Pioneered by the Schwinn Bike Company. That baby's just about ready to go. All right, there we go. All right, I haven't been on in a couple days. I had the baseball game on Saturday. I was busy as a one-legged guy in an ass-kicking contest yesterday, and I'm busy as a one-legged guy in an ass-kicking contest today. All right. Doing. We're kind of warm today. We're a little fuzzy in the brain. There we go. So tomorrow I hope to have the night of the day hanging out with the boss and Janet and Bobby. Hope to have that out. That's the way. People always say to me, wow, the days go by so fast and the weeks and months. I say, get up around 5 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed about midnight. Your days will be long AF. Long AF. They've pretty much proven that the human body can get by on 4 hours sleep. It might take some training, but it's possible. So I feel like 5 to 6 hours is a luxury. I feel like it's a luxury. It has been really dry. You can see a lot of branches down. We've had very heavy winds here. A typical change of seasons as high pressure builds in over the Humboldt Basin over the state of Nevada. It creates an onshore airflow. It brings that hot, dry air in off the desert. Doesn't really bring a cooling off in the evening. So I am here now. Glad to see everybody. Welcome in. A few things to talk about today. It's a quiet day. I woke up. I saw that can of blueberry filling. I thought, you know what? Tonight's the night. I like blueberries. Not enough to grow them. You think I'm going to get down, or you think I'm going to lug blueberries around, leaning down, picking all that crap off the bushes? There ain't no way, baby. There ain't no way. I need to just rest right now. I'm waiting for the allergies to kick in again. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing over here. Okay. All right. Let's swing that around. Let's make sure we are charging here, which of course we're not. See that baby right there. So I had the baseball game on Saturday. The A's lost. It wasn't a laugher. Last night, was glad I wasn't at the ballpark yesterday. The A's got smashed 10-1 yesterday. I mean, what the hell, man? 10-1. But it was 6-4. It was respectable. It was 6-1 till my boy Roker smashed a 3-run homer in the 7th inning. So that will be coming out. That will be coming out tomorrow. That's fun because it has the whole day. And then I've basically been working. I'm trying to keep the garden watered because it's very hot right now. And the humidity is very low, so it's very easy for plants to get dried out. And everything's doing real well in the garden, so I don't want to see it mucked up. I don't want to see it mucked up one bit. So I was just coming, getting cleaned up today and coming on to, probably still got a lot of dirt on me, I don't know, but dirty hands, but I see the president's holding off on the attack tomorrow at the request of the Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and I guess the United Arab Emirates. Maybe there's something serious in the offing. I tend to doubt it. Yes, Game 7 today. May the best team win. If it be the Buffalo Bisons or Sabres, then it be it. If it be the Montreal Canadiens, then it'll be the Montreal Canadiens. They have nothing to, whoever walks away losing has nothing to be ashamed of in that series. It's tooth and nail, baby. Tooth and nail. I'm thinking of football. I'm already starting to look at some of the, now that rosters are pretty well fixed, if not expanded, I've started doing some analysis of the draft and trying to figure out what this means, because the thing about football, if you're gonna bet football, the important thing is to you're gonna make your money in the beginning of the year, not the end of the year. The beginning of the year, everything's a big question mark. It's a big unknown. Nobody knows how in hell anything is going to fit together in a year. So there's a lot of uncertainty. With uncertainty comes profitability. So is a large iced Americano good? I don't know. It depends what brand, what company, whatever. I've never had an iced coffee in my life, and I'm not about to start now. Not something I can wrap my head around. I've never had a cappuccino, espresso, mocha latte. The only thing I've ever had in my life is just a damn cup of regular coffee. You're gonna need the article in the NBA throwing game. Oh, I know. Look, man, if you think the NBA, oh my Lord. There's a reason that for years, number one, you couldn't do any gambling outside of Las Vegas, okay? And Reno. That was it. The most you could do beginning in the 70s was what, a lottery, a daily lottery or something like that. You didn't have gaming. You had sports books, but you weren't allowed, there were no cell phones. There was no, everybody all over the country can make a bet on, well, not in California because we voted down sports betting, but you could get on MGM Sports, you could get on William Hill Sports. All the other ones, FanDuel. Make your bets. Think about the incentive structure, Aaron. You have a greedy human nature that intersects what? Opportunity. And where nature and opportunity come together, you're going to find corruption. It would have done better if you'd come in. I would have been more impressed if you came in and told me at the beginning they did a 1-year study of NBA and betting and law, and they found that there was never any proof of any throwing games or anything like that. Yeah, gambling in sports is fun, but think about, it's like there was when they were going to get Maduro out of Venezuela, the poly market had, you could make a bet on whether Maduro would be brought out in, I don't know what the hell it was, December or January or February or something like that. And the guy that was on the Special Forces team put down a big bet. Now, was it illegal? I mean, I don't know. Is it inside information? Yeah, if you're part of the team that's going in, yeah, it's inside baseball, right? So, but is it illegal? Is there anything within the rules of the Army or the Special Forces that say you can't gamble on your future deployments or activities? No, but you should know how to do it. Why? Who said, hey, Joni, why? Those things which are not prohibitively, those things which are not explicitly prohibited are allowed. I don't know much about that poly. Yeah, the prediction polymark. Well, they're trying to wrap their head around it because some of them just can be very distasteful. And this son of a bitch thing. Wow. We're not going to play this bullshit game, man. All right. Feel that the baby's a little warm, but it ain't broiling. What's going on, Deja Vu? So, gambling is a vice. I enjoy sports betting because it's the only thing I could think I can legitimately get an edge on is to bet sports. And I think using AI gives me an edge. The day of the Kentucky Derby, I asked AI, I said, look, is there any long shot in this field? I don't care about the favorites. Is there any horse that has a legit chance to win this race. And it came back and said Golden Tempe, which turned out to be the horse that won the Kentucky Derby. Now, it put some qualifiers in there. It said, number one, I don't think I'm being sexy, I just say a female trainer's never won the Kentucky Derby before. Bing, check that box, she won. And number two, no horse that ever started from that way outside number 17 position, way off the inside rail, means it has to run a much longer race if it doesn't immediately get kicking, has ever won from that position before. Now that kind of threw me. And I'm laying in bed in the afternoon there, just resting, putting my dogs up in a minute, and I'm thinking to myself, am I too lazy to go make a bet on this? And I'm thinking till my thunker's worn out. I'm thinking, and I just decided, you know what, I'm too lazy to go over and walk the 872 feet to the sports book and make the bet. The horse goes off, it pays for every dollar you put down, it pays back $25. That ain't bad. But when I asked it, why specifically is this horse geared to win? It told me the reasons why. This horse has this lineage. This horse has a devastating kick down the stretch that just, no matter how far behind it is, it's going to be gaining on horses in that stretch like nobody's business. And that's exactly what happened. So, do you depend on it? I don't know. I'm still feeling my way forward. There's few people I know that has gone as deep into AI as I have right now. You know, looking at the nuances, the in and outs, seeing how it works, see if it has any true value. And you have to be careful because, as I said on the video the other day, when you ask a question, you're not going to get necessarily truth. They have committees that sit in Seattle and Austin, Texas, and San Francisco that are called Truth and Safety Commissions. And they're empaneled experts, sociologists, psychologists, behavioral therapists that sit there and provide the answers that they want to go out to you. That's a real concern. You're just getting the company line. And if you want something beyond if you want something beyond the company line, you'll have to get a shovel and start digging, bro. You'll have to tunnel through 5 layers of corporate bullshit, safety, protection, committee, chamber of commerce, crap. And then you get the true answer. That's concerning because nobody's going to take a shovel and take time to go 5 levels deep. They're going to get the superficial answer and run with it. AI isn't me on, I'm not even sure what that means. You got to write longer, complete sentences. How you doing, Desert? What's going on today? No, AI is useful for some things and not for other things. I tried it out for writing and it was a disaster. I said, try taking this down and editing it, and it just came fun with Dick and Jane. It was like a kid's picture book. I was, okay, that's that. Now we know what you can't do. But I got to tell you, I was impressed with the Kentucky Derby. I mean, that was pretty impressive for me to have that. I wish I'd saved the screenshot. That would have made one of the greatest videos of the year. taking all those screenshots with the timestamp on it saying, here's what we were talking about an hour and a half before race time. That would have been phenomenal. AI definitely has uses, but if I was ever to turn that to that as a chat buddy, you'd have to have your head examined. You would have to literally have your head checked. Please hit the thumbs up button. You're going to be drowned in a world of psychobabular nonsense. It's going to just tell you exactly what you want. It's going to be a mirror on you. And in that way, it's totally useless. But getting it back to the idea of corruption in gambling, corruption's always been at the heart of gambling. By definition, it's corrupt. It's a vice. When you think about gambling, it doesn't introduce any new productivity, any new money into society. There's no multiplier effect there. It takes the money that's already in society, and a lot of times money that's borrowed on credit cards and other shit, and it puts that into the casino hands. It's a hyper concentrator of wealth. Many are called, many dollars are taken, they go into very few pockets. You never know what the odds are. Why? Because Indian casinos don't have to tell you. They can hold 100% of your money. How you doing, doctor? They can hold 100% of your money. You'll never know. Whereas Las Vegas has to return at a minimum 80 cents for every dollar that you gamble. That's by law. Indian casinos have no such requirements to return money. But as far as gambling is not a net benefit to society. It preys on people that are already given to weakness, desperation, an inability to control their impulses, and it capitalizes on that. Forces on the focus on the vault, not so much on the casino. I'm not sure what that means. How you doing, Naomi? That's why you got to hand it to the Latter-day Saints. There's Utah and Hawaii are the only two states in the nation where there's no gambling whatsoever. None. Hawaii, Utah, because I guess it's against the LDS faith to gamble, and Hawaii because it's a matriarchal society. They treat everybody as if they're a 4-year-old in Hawaii. Weakness and desperation and ability to control. Yes, if those are your problems, you are screwed. How you doing, Carrie class? Well, it's designed that. It's an impulse thing. And it's built on a second impulse. If you lose a couple hundred and that couple hundred really means something to you, there's a good possibility you'll start chasing that. Oh, my luck's got to change. My luck's got to change. I won a whole effing year in Vegas, putting $20 here and there each trip, $40. It took me it took me a year, as you saw from my YouTube short. It took me a year to regain that with one session. Oh, the members do. I know they gamble. I know some of them drink. I've been drinking with them before. But that has nothing to do with the tenets of the faith. It has to do with individual adherence. I mean, why do you think Wendover, Nevada exists? You get in your car in Salt Lake, you drive west 140 miles, 180 miles or whatever, and you're at the Nevada border. And it looks like a freaking light show at nighttime. When you drive up, it's lit up. You can see the lights from 50 miles away. And that's not loaded with, that's not loaded with the Gentiles, right? Most of the people in there are blonde hair, blue eye people from Utah, LDS. I'm just saying, but gambling is not a benefit. Well, that helped to build casinos and all those things, but what that gives on one hand, it takes from the other. It's a closed whoop. If you win too much, they'll kick you out. It's like if you're an online bettor and you win, if you're too good at sports betting, they choke you, they restrict you. You used to put $100 or $1,000 on the game. Now they allow you to put $10 on it. That is absolutely priceless. I mean, it tells you everything that you need to know. How you doing? Who's that? Jay? Who's it? L Pollock? Can't really see that. LG. How you doing, LG? I like a little nutmeg in my cobbler. How you doing, Alex? I'm one of these, I guess, I don't know what you'd call me. Am I a purist? I don't know. Do I, I make something and I'm very wary about nutmeg and clove and cinnamon. I'm like, ooh, very little of that stuff. Because I'm a big believer in cooking and baking that you have something called balance. And I've known from experience, I've absolutely killed stuff with clove. Terrible. It is so powerful. This is why people always say, why do you recommend that people just, when they get their spice set, just empty out the clove and just put the bottle back on the shelf as a holder? Because you'll just destroy it, just wreck your cooking. If you don't have a light touch on cinnamon, same kind of deal. I want to make sure when I'm making this cobbler that these blueberries are just banging through, which means you're not going to use a crap load of vanilla and all these things that did. Blueberries are a delicate flavor. It's not like lemon. How you doing, Angus Kisses? Good to see you. So we'll be looking at a recipe tonight. Knocking that off. Clove ham is, well, I don't mind if people, I've done before. I've scored a ham years ago and put cloves and it turned out good, but I'll be damned, man, you got to remove the cloves. It's too powerful a spice, and the average person, it's like putting a nuclear bomb into a 5-year-old kid's hands. I prefer black pepper, black forest ham, something like that has a crusted pepper on the outside of it, or Iranian hands, one or the other. Well, your boy's holding off action. He said today, Carrie Class, that we're going to put a pause. The Saudi prince and the Kuwaiti Emirates, those little kings asked us to hold up. I'll bet. No, I didn't want to hold up because they don't want to get the shit blasted out of their desalination plants and what's left of their oil infrastructure. This parking guy's on the phone chatting away while he's driving. He sets a hell of an example. All right, we're still not charging. Oh, shit, let's try this cord. Yes, baseball's much different in the different. No, I don't think the Kellys and the O'Kellys. The O'Kellys was my grandmother, the grandmother's side. I don't think there's any Kelly and O'Kellys are kind of different. Let's see. I don't have a cigarette light that stays on unless you have the power turned on. We'll try this. I got great cords, but I just grabbed this. If I'm working local, I'm not particularly alarmed when stuff goes south. If you guys notice. So I've never been an advocate of gambling. Yeah, for the average person that restrains, they go down, they take $100. Hey, let's roll 100. No big deal. Let's get a drink. Sit down and play a machine, stay a couple hours, and then leave. You get people that are there 27, 28 hours. This Grayton Casino, which advertises basically on the whole West Coast now. It's like now officially the second largest Indian gaming facility in California. I mean, they just expanded, what is 1,700 shitty paid employees now they're going to be down there. Daryl Strong said made the pitch look slow and yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, I guess we should. Shit, that's funny. Daryl Strawberry said a lot of really forgettable shit at the end of the day, so I guess we can hold that against him. Then again, you know, Roger Clemens and Mark McGuire, Rafael Palmiero, they all denied they ever juiced up. Barry Bonds, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, back off what, Naomi? What is she talking about? Back off what? Back off. Okay, what do you want me to back off of? Oh, you mean Naomi? Oh, you mean carry class? Just be careful. Carry class will go after everybody. She wants us to be nice to you. Yes, because she's everything that a woman should be, man, and more. So don't ever forget that. Compassion, heart, kindness. Probably would rescue a squirrel on the road that was blind in one eye and couldn't see out the other. She's a good kid. What is she screaming about? Oh, yeah. Alex Wallace has been a friend of this channel for years. I wouldn't do that at risk being bitten. That's a good point. See, you're always a deeper level thinker than carry class. Oh, let me go rescue the squirrel. Ah! A month later, he's foaming at the mouth. Have a water. Once you contract the rabies, it's too late, man. I mean, there ain't no saving you. They got these terrible YouTube videos of these guys in India that get bitten by whatever the hell in there. They're in their last days. What a tragic disease. Anyone here? I never got rabies series or anything. We had lots of raccoons in Baltimore City, but I don't know about ever contracting rabies or anything. They were very smart at getting the tops off trash cans. And I'm gonna get one next time I go up. You probably should, as a preventative measure, because you never know with your lifestyle what you're hooking up with or whatever. It could be very problematic. Not since 12 p.m. my damn dog is malfunctioning. Yeah, rabies is relatively rare. It's more given over to other nations and things. Now we got the Ebola. I hadn't heard about Ebola in years. I always confused it with Ebonics or whatever. Ebonics or whatever it was, how you be, or what it is, bro. Bubonic, Ebonic, Ebola, I don't know what the hell it was. What am I, a doctor? What am I, a doctor, Carrie class? Yeah, so cute. And the poor mommy was so scared. Well, who knows? Those raccoons are vicious little things, man. This Ebola is a whole thing, bad stuff. That's what I'm saying. So all of a sudden I'm hearing Ebola in one ear and I'm hearing hantavirus in the other. I'm like, okay. It's like certs, two mints in one. Certs with Retsin. By the way, Retsin's been removed long ago from sweeteners. It found out it sterilized you. It was 90 degrees, not down here. Reason begin. Alex, are you down in SoCal? Hemorrhagic fever, yeah. Coming to a neighborhood near you. It's going to be in the midnight here. Oh, he must be. I don't know where Alex is. I know exactly where Angus Kiss is. It's going to be in the mid-90s tomorrow. Well, just think about that energy bill. I got my energy bill last night. It was, today? $78. Oh, Alex is up in Connecticut. That's right. $78, guys. Gas usage was $17 last month. Now the Shine Shack's not in operation and the electric water heater is off. It's when I get my statement from PG and F, it says your energy use compared to others. You can hardly see my usage on that. And this is a floating city in the sky. Oh man. Pretty crazy. Powered by AI. What a mess this is unleashed on us. I can't wait till I might not be around. I might be gone by the time the final history is written on this baby. Not sure. It's gonna be a barn burner. How you doing, Wildflower? Nephew to me. I don't know. I don't have AC or anything, so. Hottest night, I'm able to just stick a stick a fan in the window, and then I still end up getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and shutting it down. Will you ever rent the Shine Shack? And then the bird is flown away. I'd like to. And I'm going to delay 1 week into starting on work on the Shine Shack, a renovation program, because I'm in the really final, I'm in the 98th percent of finishing my book up. And I really got to tend to that and get the next batch of letters out, and then I'm going to put 100% of my attention onto renovating Shine Check. It's a good question, Alex. I don't know. See, California makes you very gun shy. It makes you very wary of people. Air on offer after Memorial Day. We make it not 90. Here gas only 2 cents a kilowatt. Yeah, the fridge. Yeah, but my hot water's a gas water heater. And I don't know, it was installed in 98, it's still going strong. Now California wants to ban new gas ones and put everybody on PG&F's mercy. We pay up to 26 cents, 28 cents a kilowatt hour up here. You use electricity between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. You're going to pay top buck. I know they're stupid. That's why, 30 to 40% of my electric bill every month was keeping that electric water heater running out in the Shine Shack for Blackbird, but that's fine. That's expected. I don't have any issue with that. So I'm hoping to get the baseball video up today with the boss, Janet and Bobby. Good fun time. Get that up tomorrow. Hopefully, had a very heavy work schedule. I'm trying to get a few dollars in my pocket. Expensive to operate. Very poor performance comparative. Well, the same issue Carrie Class is faced by data centers, computer data centers, right? Their biggest issue is fighting massive amounts of heat. They're the equivalent of what vacuum tubes used to be before Bell Laboratories invented the transistor. And just drove a stake in the heart of the vacuum tube industry. Much more efficient, more energy saving.
You did good in the play.
But now you have photon chips that move information along, data along, and they don't generate any heat at all. So the technology's moving so fast now, it just leapfrogs. It just leapfrogs itself. 1700 here. So at least the gas, the PG&F gas and electric bill is kind of settled down a little bit here. Luckily, we had really heavy windstorms the last 2 days. Really bad windstorms. So I thought we might lose. There's a lot of limbs down in the area. I thought we might trigger a fire yesterday, but luckily we didn't. I can't wait to move to our property all solar off the money grid, LOL. Yeah, I would be yeah, come to me for science, absolutely. I would be damn careful. Boss and Janet got solar installed 6 years ago. The company went bankrupt. Now the new company comes over, wants to charge them for figuring out how their unit's operating. Yeah, I can tell, Wildflower, you just came right in booming away with those LOLs at the end. It just sent the radar straight up. Yeah, I've been here longer. I can't maintain its everlasting power. Yeah, I'm not falling into the trap. I live in an area of the country where my electric use is absolutely minimal. I don't need any heating and cooling at the end of the day. I think I flipped my heater on 5 times all winter for like 15 minutes in the morning. Never after 9 a.m. Never, ever. Never. Yeah, I'm always very wary when somebody starts watching me for a long time and then opens up with a constant barrage of conversation. It just seems like a very unnatural. Right, I'm always sitting waiting for the punchline. Boy, it is quiet down here today. PG&F assumed the property was, yeah, they're like, you did great compared to the standard. It's like, okay, I did great. So you're rolling in my thumb. Got back. Hey, how you doing, Judy? Yeah, I had a baseball game on Saturday, and then I was busy in a one-legged guy in an ass-kicking contest yesterday. There wasn't any way I was going live. And then I knocked off my work early today, and I said I'm just going to do a half a day tomorrow. And because I got a lot of work stacked up. So yeah, that's why I decided to come live and just hang out a bit. I want to make a blueberry cobbler. Oakland has a really small stadium. No, that's Sacramento. Well, if I had to irrigate, I wouldn't grow anything with it. If I had to irrigate with city water, forget about it. Luckily, I have a well, and that so irritates the city of Santa Rosa. It so infuriates them. And the beauty is, I have one of the last wells in the whole area, so it's like I'm collecting all the groundwater. That's all it would cause me doing that. It's not worth it, Dr. Frankenstein. You don't need a big capacity for baseball. You take the average attendance and you add a 15% buffer on top of that. That's it. I mean, it's baseball in Vegas is, it's summertime. You're asking people to schlep out in the heat, and it's going to be nice inside, but when you're stuck in a traffic jam on Las Vegas Boulevard or Flamingo or Sahara, you're going to be grinding. I might do some sloppy joes tonight. Yeah, and pricey concessions. I didn't buy anything yesterday at the park. $10 for a little frozen lemonade. Are you out of your mind? Shit, I used to sell that stuff for 20 cents. The stadium in Sacramento is only an intermediary stopping point because Oakland and the Athletics could not come to an agreement on the existing stadium and the desire to have a new stadium. So they said, started negotiating with Las Vegas, and Las Vegas was slobbering like a rabid dog, and yeah, we'll take it. But it's going to take a few years to build a stadium. Okay, well, we got to find a place to take the team. In the meantime, we're going to take it to Sacramento. So they're fitting into a stadium that's built to hold 16,000 people. But it's nice. It's a nice park. The people are great that work there. As you'll see in the video, the seat was busted. They brought some people down to fix it, put a new seat in. I mean, it's a really good operation out there. You got to understand that, you know, I grew up in Baltimore. You had Memorial Stadium that could hold, I don't know, 53,000 people. With the 50-cent ticket, you almost needed a telescope to see what the hell was going on from the bleachers. But it didn't diminish the fun any. Did not diminish the fun one bit. And what was sad that was a memorial. That wasn't just a stadium. That was a memorial to World War II veterans. Time will not dim the glory of their deeds. Well, it did. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Memorial Stadium. Here is the starting lineup for the visiting New York Yankees. Leading off, number 1, Willie Randolph. Boo. Oh, man. I was talking to the guy behind me in the seats. Oh, yeah, very much. I love baseball. Even though we lost, the A's lost. And I was talking to him, I was telling him about, we had the Junior Orioles package, which you had to strip of 10 tickets. You pay $5 and it gives you 10 games. Man, you talk about fun for 50 cents a game. Because, you know, after a couple innings, we would just worm and migrate our way around to the most expensive seats. Hey, what the hell are these kids doing in here? Son of a bitch, get these kids out of here. Yes, I enjoyed it very much. And it's always good fun to spend time with the boss and Janet. It was good to get Bobby off to a game too. He's finishing up his chemo treatment, so it was good to see he's starting to eat more now, which is good. So he's working to put the weight back on. That chemo just knocks the hell out of you. Baseball season is great, Tish. We were talking about sports gambling, and somebody came in earlier, I don't remember who was talking about how the NBA is finding out that there's a lot of corruption and mafia going on with throwing games and stuff like that. Yeah, scoping out. You know, you always worm your way out around from the worst seats to the best till finally you're behind the plate. Son, that's not good sportsmanship. Yeah, I know, but that's the Yankees. All right, have fun. Man, we used to go up to the upper deck on the parking lot side, I don't know, 80 feet in the air and just drop cups of water down. These days you'd be sued and, shit. Yeah, well, I never hid the fact that I was a bad kid. Please hit the thumbs up button. But now they're putting football behind the paywall. The greed just knows no bounds. The greed just knows no bounds. I want to also give a shout out to Victoria before I forget. You know who you are. Thank you for your PayPal. I really appreciate it. I hope that you hear this. Hear this. Thank you. Yeah, we got a cold beer guy there. He wasn't as good as the original guy. It's just I like the way they run the stadium over there. It's small enough to be, and they're not short of people. Something goes wrong, and they're right there fixing it up. In other words, they give a shit about the product and the way that they're doing it. And it's a nice little stadium there, Sutter Health Field there. So we're going to make this cobbler tonight. And then later I might womp up some sloppy joes. I'm going to have a lot of it, so I'll probably just, I don't know if I can freeze it after I make it. I got no idea. A couple of those babies, get out a couple of hamburger rolls and serve it up. I would be outside tonight, but man, I've had a hell of a time the last 2 days just keeping Kitchen Stadium standing. The wind has been so vicious the last couple days. Also, I want to just mention we got almost 50 people here so far tonight. If you didn't see my video yesterday on the final warning, I wanted to be ultra clear about always being on the record. If you didn't take time to watch that and understand what's being presented, I had a lot of people write me. I haven't worked through all the mail yet, but you may want to check that out, because if you think history never repeats itself and things are different this time, you might be very surprised in there. So if you haven't check that out, take the time to do so. And then the day before, the very good overview of AI, which no matter what your age is, and I'm one of the older people in here, you may not ever use AI. You may not ever know anybody that uses AI, but you better know what the hell AI really is. You've got to check it out. You're going to be shocked about yesterday's video when you see it. But what people think AI is not really what it's being presented to the public as. And, you know, it's 50-50. It's great if I just want to ask a mathematical question, a correlation coefficient, a statistical question, but it's really shitty if you just want to ask a general nature question. And you got to realize the limitations that you're working in, because, you know, it's going to touch your life. It is absolutely positively, because you know what? You may say, I'm not going to use it. They're going to stick it right in your face. These birds at Microsoft, Meta Corporation, the old Facebook, Google, Amazon, they're going to stick this right in your face. They're going to put an interface right in front of you. And you better know the difference between what's advocacy and what's truth in there, because the first answer you're going to get is likely not the truth. That's a very good position to take, to do not trust AI, because AI is an advocacy platform first and foremost, working to groom society according to standards established by truth and safety committees that sit in Seattle, San Francisco, and Austin. They're not sitting in Topeka, Kansas, Huntsville, Alabama. Independence, Missouri. You better understand that. Deep Seek's built the game from Treasury. Yes. That's why I say ultimately AI just becomes dirt cheap. If DeepSeek can do 95% of what you want to do for a penny, you're not going to pay $300 a month for a seat license to sit there and use somebody else's version of AI. But just beware when you're on that and engaged, you're hooked into the cloud. They're strip mining your information in there. You don't have any air gap. You're on an actual physical connection there. So I feel like it's a duty to warn all of my friends on here to understand exactly what's going on. You may not understand it, but you'll have some kind of basis for an immediate reaction. Says, I'm a little skeptical of that. Let's do a deeper dive. Let's remove the Greta Thunberg layer. Let's remove the how dare you. How dare you do that? Oh, it's good to just sit down. That's why I got tired. Yeah, and AI will start popping up on your phone too. It'll be right there. It's you sit your phone down, you think it's just in resting mode, and no, there's AI there, which is kind of weird. All the conniptions you got to go through to remove it from your. It probably won't be a problem unless you're using a new phone. My question indicates I am angry. Well, at the end of the day, AI is just hyperspeed computing. That's all it is. It's an accelerant. That's it. And with an accelerant comes an ability to process a wider amount of information in a very short period of time. It's only trained to recognize and distinguish patterns. That's it. It goes from the known to the known. You ask it a question, it's not going to inductively reason to an answer. Only humans, it'll never cross that barrier of being able to inductively reason. To be able to take what's known and what other things are in your mind and be able to come to a conclusion, it, although factually unprovable, may actually be correct. With that game, yes, it was a MLB regulation. Absolutely, everything they play in that park in the major league is. The facility might not be major league size, but you know, the operational side of it is. So if you say, oh, I want to, you know, like Amanda hug and kiss, what's the best way I can find a husband or whatever? You know, it can always hallucinate and tell you to drive to the Golden Gate Bridge and jump. Where'd that come from? Oh, sorry, I don't know. You ought to be ashamed of myself. I am. I hallucinate quite a bit. So I warn everybody, be damn sure you know what you're getting into, because like I said, you'll think that you're not going to get involved in it. It's going to interface in your life. They're going to make sure that it interface. If you want to be like the desert fathers and go off and live an ascetic life in the middle of a cave somewhere 200 miles away from civilization, yeah, it won't reach you there. Otherwise, it'll track you down. New York is probably monitoring replays in the Sacramento Park also. Yeah, all Major League Baseball has a crew of people sitting in New York City on at the headquarters of Major League Baseball. They're watching everything. They're making calls from there about whether to overturn a called strike. A batter has the ability, or somebody on the team has the ability to challenge that. Those decisions come from outside the stadium. 3 new smoke tubes just installed, yes. Oh, pee-hee, man, another swell's coming your way. Do-do-do. Oh, pee-hee, oh, pee-hee, grab your hat and run. Oh, Pittsburgh can get pretty warm in summer. It could be pretty humid too on the Allegheny, the Ohio River Valley there. The Monongahela and Allegheny rivers. It can become a sweat box there. Just like on the Mississippi and the Missouri. How you doing, Alan Gentry? Yeah, I think it was 90 here today. But, you know, the big factor for me is my allergies. I don't even know if my allergy shots are working. I don't know. Maybe this is peak allergy season and I'm faring pretty good. Or maybe the worst is yet to come and I just wasted a year and 2 months of getting these shots. That's a big question. Would it be worse without it? You know, we don't know. It seems like the weather is much more accelerated this year. Like we didn't have much of a, you know, after December we didn't have much of a rainy season. Thank goodness February was nothing. That was a thing of beauty. Yeah, I'm not sure. If it is, then I'm in good shape. I usually get like a double hump. I get a small one in May and then this horrific one in mid-June. And the wind has just been vicious out here. The deck out back looks like it got bombed with redwood tree droppings. Yeah, I've been pretty good. It's just my eyes have just been continuously itchy for days. And then working outside doesn't help a lot. But the garden is doing good. Trees and oak trees the worst. Man, grass is the worst for me. Grass pollen. This county has more native grasslands. It's just vicious shit up on those hills. Man, there's like nobody down here. So let me ask you guys, you think these prices are pinching people these days for fuel? Anybody notice groceries going up again? I don't go often enough to really notice. I mean, you guys might notice more than I do. I don't know. Yeah. Fuel and groceries. Wildflower, have you changed the way you're living to accommodate the higher prices? Which means, have you cut down driving or budgeted for higher prices? I don't know if anybody even knows what the hell a budget is these days. I don't know. Yes, you're wanted here. Yay. It's nice to be wanted. You know, just asking specifically, have you seen anything in the grocery aisle that, because right now we're printing a lot of new money. Yes, you guys have to get the job closer to home. I don't know, ground beef is so much different than when I was a kid, just the texture wise. It's much more grainy. I just noticed everything here is going up some, and it affects my budget. Are you on a fixed income? Angus Kisses expecting inflation and refuse to remain at neutral, retired, and happy. And refuse to remain at neutral. Yeah, that's really tough. We buy a pound rolls. We buy a pound rolls. I haven't changed one bit, but then again, I'm not even. I don't even show up in the statistics, right? I mean, I'm so statistically outside the norm of groceries, and you know, it doesn't even show up. There's no retirement for a lot of people. Well, there's no good jobs for young people. 38% of the economy is gig work now. You know what? Gig work's never going to get you six figures. But our labor statistics are such a broken metric right now, it's unbelievable. There's just no way to properly capture what's happening right now. I get an email from somebody who just got laid off their $177,000 a year job. Ask for advice. I mean, you know, we lived life. We didn't save a hell of a lot. Man, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of hurts because I'm out of, you know, I mean, people turn to me for comfort. Please hit that thumbs up button, by the way. And I don't know what the hell to tell people. You know, I mean, you're not going to talk to somebody that's 48 years old and tell them to go to Starbucks. I mean, it just, you know, just flip you the bird and say thanks a lot. I mean, I don't know what the hell to tell. What would you tell them? Economy is really not an issue right now. Positioning is key. Well, I think you're a smart cookie, Deja Vu, so. But sometimes I'm at a loss of what to say to people. I mean, I don't know what the hell to say. You know, especially, I never even saw this coming. "47, I don't know, retrained as a nurse, I'm not sure. You know, I just feel really sorry for the young people. They're not on this channel. Thank you, Duncan. Thank you, Duncan of the Alpine Roots. Thank you, Duncan. I'm happy to report my mailman and I have come to a real consensus over the last 6 months or so. My mail is generally getting delivered, which is good news for Blackbird because his federal refund check finally came. But imagine, guys, all this debt that was run up, and then throwing your kids and grandkids a shovel and saying, "Here you are, get digging." And I just think to myself, how in the hell are these kids ever going to cope in a world where you have a parabolically rising debt curve, interest rate curve? And the only thing you can do is just say, "I'm sorry. We screwed you." Thank you, Duncan. We dined and we dashed. We're happy right where we are and enjoy the ride. The kids will be all right. Well, I think that's what got us here the first time. That's what got us here, that thinking. It's like, it's that thinking that says, what has posterity ever done for me? I sure as hell don't mind apologizing. We should have known better. We should have taken the hits. Put the taxes where they belong. Let's go. Yeah, it's going to be a very hard awakening. It's terrible. They're going to have to really have a tremendous amount of fortitude. They'll be the first ones that experience the stripping away of the federal safety nets. I mean, we never had a generation where young males just dropped out of the workforce. The lowest male participation rate in the workforce since 1948. If that doesn't get your attention. the weather is just, what is it now? It says 98 degrees. That's because the front of the van is still in the sun here where the thermometer is. I think within 2 or 3 years, you're going to have a hell of a lot of angry young people around. The double in there, young people want to work, and then the other might do nothing. Well, they're disincentivized. You know, imagine it this way: you're 27 years old. You can't get a, you know, where are you going to work? You look out and you just you see the world and you see that, well, I'm not going to find a woman. I'm not going to be able to buy a house. You know, I'm living in mom's basement now. Got her car to drive, but otherwise it looks like a pretty not the best future on planet Earth. That's why when people say, well, what should we do? Start your own business, no matter what it takes. Grind it out. Learn how to fix shit. There's going to be so many people in the years ahead that need people, honest people, to fix shit. I can't do it all. Yeah, they can't find them here either. I got to turn people away. I have to prioritize. You know, no, I'm not going to be pulling your toilet anymore. If it's a simple, cheap fix like the wall in LA and the work I did down there, yeah, okay. My dad told us to change it, and then nobody does it. I tell you, Wildflower, just the explosion in coffee since I was younger tells you all you need to know about a luxurious society. It's the thing that always fascinates me the most. The thing I always return to is how when I was a kid, coffee was just coffee. Coca-Cola was just Coca-Cola. And now you go into a store, into a gas station. You used to have one little cooler that would have ice cold Coca-Cola. Now you have every flavor of bottled water, Gatorade, energy drinks, every kind of coffee. I don't go to Starbucks because I don't even know how in the hell to order. I wouldn't know what to say when I get in. Just say, give me a regular coffee. Well, define regular. I mean, it's like, it's just evidence of a society that's just luxuriating. Four cups pays for one employee's hour slinging coffee. Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't begrudge anybody. I'm just saying this is just the reality of today. It ain't my business, but I'm just saying. What is my business? To ask you to take a second and hit the thumbs up button. It's appreciated. Did everybody gravitate toward a job they did not want? That's a really good question, Ronnie. And I would have to say we had a much looser labor market in the 70s because we had a lot of kids my age coming in. So, yeah, you didn't necessarily get what you wanted. I mean, I enjoyed like working as a maintenance man at an apartment complex when I was a teenager, making a few bucks, fixing some shit here and there. I always enjoyed selling. I always enjoyed dealing with the public. I like to work at Sears Roebuck in the carpet department and outsell the regular full-time guys. It's like, what are you going to say, Ronnie? It's like you apply for a job at Sears and they're going to put you to where the hell they want you. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, the guys that were in the TV department and the furniture department were getting some commission. We would laugh back then buying water. I mean, it would have been impossible for me to think about ever going into a hotel in Las Vegas and having them tell me that a bottled water is $10. And when they do that, a couple things happen. Number one, of course, the price is offensive. But number two, they normalize people to that pricing to the point that if you get a $7 bottle of water, you feel like, well, we sure showed them. We stuck it to the man. Now it's so outrageous. You go into CVS or a 7-Eleven or a Quick Mart, a Circle K, Circle Jerk or whatever, and you get soda. Used to be 2 for $4, now 2 for $5, sometimes $3.89, $3.89. Then I thought, oh, this is really good. Like, remember we peaked out. Like, I enjoy Doritos. But when a bag of Doritos got up to $3.99 for corn, fried corn with a cheese coating on it. I said, that's it. Done. Now they brought back like the single serving size. And yeah, I buy them now and enjoy them. That's the way it should be. The goal is the medical study of diseases. Now, I know, don't get me wrong. I'm going to tell you guys, we've got a very, very, very serious drought situation here. That there's a good part of the, you know, I'm very long the wheat market, as you know, with WEAT, and WEAT has done fantastically. That and agro were two that I talked about 6 weeks ago. The USDA came out Monday a week ago and said growing conditions are poor. And then people say, oh, don't worry, there's a lot of above ground stocks. It's like same thing with the oil. Oh, don't worry, we've got a big buffer supply of oil. Well, shit, we burned through that. Now, you know, you got, according to the USDA, you have the worst drought conditions since the Dust Bowl. That's pretty weird. So it appears that water's going to be a scarcity to the point that Hoover Dam and Lake Powell, which depend on the Colorado River, have imposed a new series of emergency measures on it. And, you know, Lake Mead is dropping at an unprecedented rate right now. I mean, all the west, the southwest depends on that river. I don't know how it's going to turn out, guys. We go another year or two like this, and Lake Mead just turns into a dead lake. And the turbines just stop spinning. So it does look like water is, or as you guys call it, water, is becoming a real global issue right now. So would I be thinking long term about, say, Phoenix or, you know, ways downstream into Colorado, Imperial Valley, and all these places? Yeah, I'd be starting to have some second thoughts. Vegas. Yeah, the Colorado River might stop supplying the western states. And what is the alternative? How you doing, Brett? People have to think about this stuff now, and they're, you know, the lights are burning late now. This is, I'll be honest, this is something that's concerned me very much over the last year in particular, because I've stood there at Hoover Dam, I've looked over the side, and I've looked down and said, holy smokes. Now it's been covered so much for so many years, nobody even keeps an eye on it anymore. Cheers, deja vu. there's a lot of people in that region. The whole city of Phoenix was built, enormous city. Nice to see you, Brett. So it almost looks like a confluence of events coming together now. That when taken in total, look like they're going to have some serious consequences for the future. And I would include the LA area down there, LA and San Diego areas too. Plus the Tijuana River's dumping so much raw sewage every day, and so much of that is drifting northward onto Imperial Beach and other beaches. It's just become disgusting. So the big question is, do you want to speculate and get a place at Imperial Beach and figure the U.S. government's going to have to, the Corps of Engineers is going to have to go in and solve it, or they just aren't going to have the money, and it's like you're screwed. What's up, Daniel? Yes, we don't have a water issue here. Our reservoirs are full. And, we have watchdogs that watch very carefully. When I had a small leak and when I had my hose running, I didn't even notice. I get a call from the city water agency, the county, saying, "Oh, we noticed your water usage spiked." Pretty nice. Red tide, now they used to disgust me. Well, the red tide could be in the Gulf of Mexico. It can be in Chesapeake Bay. It can be in the Atlantic. It's just a lack of oxygen. There's a lot of matter on the bottom of the ocean. It produces a lot of methane, and you can get it dead with too much fertilizer.
Morgan
Was in drought a while back. We popped out of a bit in California, and then parts of it entered back in again because of the lack of rain this winter. So, like Alan said, Northern California has a good supply of water, but you're having to share it down south, and who's caught in the middle is the farmers. When I drive through the Central Valley, and I get down below what would be effectively the Fresno area, and I see just massive numbers of trees just pulled out of the ground by tractors because they don't have the irrigation flow anymore to grow. So this looks like a bit of a problem, and I don't think there's a ready solution. I know for all of its size, Las Vegas does a very good job. It probably leads the nation in recycling water, but it's still a net user of water, so it doesn't solve the issue. Conservation's good, but it doesn't solve the issue of a lake that's just dropping. And we don't know, if we have long-term weather patterns that have shifted. We don't know how much climate is. There's so much confusion now. We've been in this total misinformation bubble since Al Gore, an inconvenient truth. We don't know what's what. We don't have pure science anymore. We have advocacy. You know, the ridiculous way the government handled the whole COVID thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad the liquor stores were still open. Yeah, share it out. And then I worry because you bolt AI on top of that, and now you have the perfect system for it negates politics now. It just totally pushes politics aside and says 4 or 5 companies will dish out the information, the first line information they want people to know. Will the average person think to go deeper? No, they'll just look at that first answer, which is a Chamber of Commerce Truth and Safety Committee answer, and leave it at that. So they're manufacturing a new paradigm of truth. As long as the beer is cold. What's going on, Steve Fowler? What's going on? Good to see you. Jim Morrison. That's why I think ultimately, well, when AI consumes itself, which it will, the U.S. government will ultimately just nationalize it. That'll be it. It'll be like the old phone company used to be. And that'll be in the process of bailing it out. Yeah, the heat's coming back. I'm enjoying it. The California area is the most common and biggest irrigation system in the world. Yeah, it is. And that needs some tending to. But it's functioned well since the late 30s, 40s, 50s. Yeah, well, you get the clashing of warm and cold weather, Steve, and in Chattanooga and in the valleys there. Watch out, brother. We've had horrific winds here the last 72 hours. I didn't think Kitchen Stadium was going to be standing by 4:30 yesterday. I thought that baby was going down like downtown Julie Brown. Vegas sugar-free peach cobbler, not like a red one. No, I never had a sugar-free, a vegan one. I got nothing against vegan. It's just, it's too stripped down a lifestyle for me. I could do vegetarian. You know, it would probably be more appealing to me because I'm a sodium addict. So, you know, they use a lot of salt and a lot of fat to, you know, in their food. The human mouth, the body was designed to consume meat, teeth. You want to eat plant, that's fine. It's just like everything all used up, including water. Well, we're in some non-replenishment cycle. And you know, this is where AI might be of some benefit to look at the situation with a huge overview and say, here's what's going on. In other words, don't ask AI for normative, subjective information. Like, never ask what should or what ought. Should I? That's a total bullshit realm on there. And you got these kids that are locked in, these 13, 14-year-old kids that are so consumed with these chatbots they're incapable of forming normal social relationships. Alan, has it been windy in the Central Valley down there? Yeah, climate-wise, I feel like I'm in a good place to be. If you remove the earthquakes, the wildfires, and the floods, it's pretty good. Oh, I've worked so hard the last day and 3/4. I'm gonna have to put Blackbird back on the job. The Central Valley is sinking one of them, sunken in the Yeah, thank you, Duncan. I hope a lot of people pass that around because I want to be very clear. And I don't want anybody to ever say there wasn't a lack of clarity in what you talked about and what you predicted. I think that's essential these days, to lay it out and make the greatest case that you can. And every time somebody tells you it's different this time, it never is. It never is. So that's, as I said at the beginning of that, I've made 10,000 videos over the years. And I would say this is one of the top 5 in terms of importance for people to watch. So thank you. I took a lot of time and got a lot of information I gathered together for that. You've been working very, very hard. I know I've worked. When I go back to Vegas, Judy, it'll be like a vacation. I mean, no shit. It's gonna be hot as hell, and I'm just gonna do some projects within the church, and I got the stuff done. I'm gonna sit my ass in the office and apply for some grants or something, and then go do my later afternoon choo-choos and run them later at night and have a good time. So yeah, going down there is almost like a vacation now. And I enjoy the summer because there's not a hell of a lot of people around. And I think by the time I go down, the buildings might be down now around the church. They might finally be demoed and it's ready to start building. I don't know. We shall see, but I'll be able to help out on the food line in summer times when it gets really, really bad. Really bad. You have very few people that are willing to stand out there when it's 97 degrees at 9 a.m. already and dish out food. Yeah, casinos, I do, Steve Fowler. I go easy. Remember, my chat will tell you, because everything's always public, my videos. I got my ass kicked for a year. You couldn't even get a sub game. And last time, what did I come away? $300 to the good or something, between two, $350 to the good. That just gets me up to, no, it probably puts me a little bit ahead, but the point is, it took a long time to come back. And I had a decent pay because I didn't pay full, I didn't push full $5 bet or whatever. I just $1.88. Yeah, it could very well, could be broken this year. I'm not sure. But I know one thing for sure, Cobra John. You know the West better than I do. You've spent a lot of time in Wendover and Bonneville, Salt Flats, and all that crap, and that water is going to be a lot scarcer. And the level that that lake is dropping is going to be accelerating here. Well, I'm okay on the break. I got to make sure I keep the garden running. Somebody's taking care of that. Give Blackbird a few bucks and tell him to take care of it. But I'm going to be honest with you, I needed to make some money. I needed to make some hard money here. You know, it's just the reality of life. I mean, my 15 years with Safeco on the Rancho, never had anything. Canceled. We're not writing policies anymore. Now I got to go out and replace that. And you know, God knows what the hell that's going to be. My son plays poker. He's a real good at doing it. Get enter a tournament. And did well. Good. Salt Flats have never been this dry for years. Yeah. That extreme. Yeah, it's well. You've been there, Judy. You stood there. Well, the big problem with the food line in summer is this is when the people are the most wretched. This is where guys show up wearing women's clothes, not because that's what they want to wear, but because that's what they pulled out of the dumpster. This is the season that people crawl up under a thorn bush and just die. So it's a absolutely wretched time of year. And the human being is not designed to live in that environment. And if it wasn't for Hoover Dam, I don't know if the building of Hoover Dam, I don't know if Vegas would be. Remember, Boulder City is where the workers lived that built Hoover Dam. And the company could encourage and twist arms as much as they wanted to. But at the end of the day, Las Vegas was smart enough on a Friday afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, to start those buses rolling towards Hoover Dam and Boulder City. Time to go to the casino, boys. Time to dial up the chicks, the booze, the gambling. Let's go. Yeah, believe it or not, we're charging, Ronnie. So this, whatever, I don't even know where the hell this cord came from. Didn't I just buy this thing new? I mean, I don't know, man. It's not one of my new ones, but I'm ditching everything these days. Thank you. Still a beautiful little town, and by decree, they'll be the last one standing. It still has water. And the average person won't even drink the water out of Lake Mead anymore. And as it slows and gets deeper, it's Probably not as good quality anyway. I don't know. I can't say that for sure. I'm not a aqualologist or whatever it's called. We are charging. I have the same size I always use, like a 3-footer. It's just the cords are made so shitty. They have stranded cable that's as thin as they can possibly make it. I dumped it all out and bought all good quality cords. But if I'm here locally, I got a new block. If I'm here locally, I'll just use the old stuff. But if I have to start running the cooler and all that, I need the good stuff. Well, it could be hard to survive out west. Sean Quinn, when you're in the Colorado Basin, my man, I don't know. When it's 131 degrees down on the canyon floor. Let me tell you, if you drink any kind of water, if you're thirsty, we drink some pretty. Yeah, I know you do. Beggars can't be choosers. But after a lot of years, the lake gets kind of gnarly, right? The water down deep. So I don't know. That's why I talk to you guys. There's people here that are a hell of a lot smarter than I are about it. It's about the hydrology and all that. Do you have some kind of? I bought Sean. I bought a new. And how you doing, babe? I bought a new Anchor power block, and this thing is amazing. It can run my device for 13 hours at a high charge rate. I can add a cooler cord to it and run my phone for 8-9 hours, no problem at all. One block, very heavy, worth it. I went in and I did research. I said, what's the best quality I can get? Ronnie said, Rosie, you need a high speed, high wattage. This is 147 watts. How you doing, Rio Bird? Well, that's a high wattage unit. And then I got a really good OEM Samsung fast charger for the phone. So I'm set. I'm not going to haul around a whole crap load of stuff with me. Jacari's good if you're camping or something like that. I mean, it's fine. I can't lug that around. Yeah, shout out to Sean Quinn. What an amazing human being. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up button. Now it's like the worst when the winds pick up, because the winds will sweep across the Lake Mead, and have much more evaporative disappearance. The lake drops faster to lake level. So I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be hot up in the Northeast, and all the power that's potentially sucked by these data centers. Of course, half the data centers have already been canceled. Proposed data centers. C. Now I'm stepping up to C to C for like running the cooler. I'm gonna use a C to C. I have some C to C around. I got this baby can kick through quick. I mean, this baby can keep me going for, just a phone charge, trickle running, 18 hours, no problem. In other words, I could run a live stream for 18 hours straight. And then I would start to work into the phone's reserve. So really we're talking about 18 plus 5, 23 hours. Yeah, DeWalt's probably a good, it's probably a good idea. But I did get some new cords. But if you're a everyday YouTube live streamer, video, you know that you live and die by cords. And I probably bought 100 cords. And 99% of them have just been pure crap. Pure crap. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to get my screen replaced, the screen protector replaced. Thank goodness they're not roasting coffee beans. So maybe we're at peak pollen right now, but it's probably just the first wave pollen. The big one usually hits in early to mid-June. I'm going to have a lot of peaches this year. They all go bad, especially when I'm twisting and turning them, and they only have the thinnest little wire inside of it to make them as cheap as they could possibly be. And they degrade. I don't know where the hell the kitchen timer went. Very nice. Congratulations, Mustard. Daughter got a master's in education. Boy, they need that. They almost need a master's degree in behavioral sciences too. That's good because according to my research, 58% of teachers want to get the hell out of the field because of danger in the classroom. That's probably not a problem in Kingsburg down there. I don't know. I don't know what area she's in. I'm surprised Kingsburg should be a much more popular tourist destination. I never heard of it till I went down to Central Valley. I'd heard of Sauvage, but I hadn't heard of Kingsburg. For elementary children, the most no, I would say junior high and high school, where you're real. Anybody that's in college is there because they want to be there. A lot of people in high school and junior high are there because they have to be there. That's a bad brew. Yeah, well, luckily, high heat tends to burn up pollen, so that's a good thing. You get up to the mid 90s, 100, you start smoking that pollen, that's it. Yeah, it should. It's such a very cool town. It's probably the town that most surprised me. I mean, I stopped at Chowchilla to do a video on the largest mass kidnapping in U.S. history. That was pretty cool. At the Derry Elementary School. I stopped in Pixley. That was pretty cool. Flew the drone. Got to Kingsburg. I said, "Wow, this whole 3 blocks has Christmas music." Same music, block to block to block. It's a beautiful time to be in the Central Valley. Is in November, early December. Silver bells, ooh, silver bells, ooh, it's Christmas time in the city. Sleigh bells ring. Thank you, Brett. It's always nice, and please hit the thumbs up button too. Why, Nick? Hot, yeah. So is the Nevada and California desert, up in the high desert. And that sun has like a 15% more intensity because it doesn't have the pollution of down in the Central Valley. I don't even know what that means. He might be a grown man. Rosie likes him. I mean, you don't even make sense, dude. The whole structure of that sentence is a mess. What about Blackbird's son? He might be a grown man. Rosie likes him. What does that mean? I'm seeing a lot more women here that are using the Redwood Gospel these days. saying 90 degrees. I guess maybe it is. I don't know. What's the temperature in Central Valley? Good night, Alan. Thanks for coming in. Also going to be in the mid-90s tomorrow. I guess you have Boston Edison up there. I guess that's a decent, well, it used to be Boston Edison. New England. I don't know what the hell it used to be. So I'll tell you, Nick, you ask one more stupid, dumbass question, you're going to be gone. I ask the questions here, not you. And when I ask something, I expect to have an answer. Only 80-year angels. Yeah, this is probably because the, I don't know, because it's still cooling off out front. I don't know what the temperature is here. I'm not sure what it is. Here. Where did all the people go? Long time passing. Yeah, there's no way it's 90 right now. It's probably about 86, probably about 82. Let's see what's going on. Ronnie, what's it saying the temperature is here now? They did another sweep of people underneath of the bridge. Yeah, 84. That sounds right on target. Super comfortable. Super comfortable. So it's really weird. They want to have these parking spots in front of the mall as if that's going to save it. Delightful night. I think we're gonna pop a beer tonight, eat a few peanuts, and commence the bacon. Tomorrow we might do a mega stream. I think we're going to come downtown tomorrow. I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow, Ronnie, if I'm live tomorrow. Depends on my work schedule. Figure out what our boy's doing over here. He put a fence around this thing, and then the damn thing changed. I don't know whether the doors, no, I guess I thought the doors were open on it. What the hell is going on with our boy here? You think they put that up because of me? Got that hairdresser who doesn't like me. I hope Saturday slated for metal detecting. Woo! We're gonna do some metal detecting. We're gonna find some more gold. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? I think I absolutely could live in Vegas without air conditioning. 110%. Not a doubt in my mind. Give me a fan. Give me a window. I mean, how these people built the Hoover Dam being at the bottom of Black Rock Canyon, 130 degrees. Living in Boulder City, there weren't a bit of air conditioning. Oh, let me tell you, man, I'll put Nevada and California heat against anything Texas can dish out. Anything. Nevada and California are the kings of heat. I lived in Hong Kong 5 years. I know what humidity is. But I wouldn't live in an area with that kind of climate now. It's impossible with the price of cooling and everything to make it economically feasible. The cost of cooling is going to be so high this summer. You're going to really hear the pips squeak now. Up in Baltimore on Chesapeake Bay, that was enough for me in summertime. We called it the old 90-90. And 100% humidity, it would be raining. Make the light, make the light, make the light, make the lights. Make the light, make the light. that mean? And having every light on in the house helps too. What does that mean? Who is it? Oh, and I. Okay. Well, I don't know how much natural light you get in an apartment. It just depends. I'm just saying the real shocker this year is going to be power bills, I think. That's going to be the other shoe to drop. These goofy data centers. I'd say you want the power, boys, you get your own. I'm not sure what that means, honey. I hope you see before that what? Cobbler time. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Put my garbage cans out tomorrow night. Nobody better mess with them, I'll tell you that. I'm going to turn this camera on up here and I'm going to find this son of a bitch. Puts my can up on the sidewalk. That's common, man. That is common, but that's the world we live in today. F you, it's all about me. Well, once in a while you got to treat yourself. I don't have a lot of sweets. Tomorrow I know that the $2 table at the 7-Eleven is going to feature wild berry gummy bears. I'm going to buy out the whole floating supply. How do you like me now? Damn, man. Got a damn big ass spider on here. The windstorm really, the cats were around this morning, but the windstorm we had really knocked them off their pins. They have just been AWOL. I had to come to the conclusion that Chairman Meow is probably psychotic or something. I don't know. Just like its mother. We got to get a recipe, so I'm going to have a beer. Whilst I look it up, see what I got. Let's get the KPFA Evening News on. Power to the people, Carrie class. I want to be up there when they're protesting on those streets of Minnesota. Baby! Then we can hit cucumbers. Let me whiz and wash my hands.
I'm concerned now. 8 beautiful people called us. We thank Michael in Cherryland, California. We thank you for your support. We thank Anonymous in Oakland. We thank Sabrina in Santa Rosa. We thank Anonymous in Santa Fe. But right now, we want to thank you. And we need you to help us. We're not moving it along like we really need to. So the number, folks, please stand with us. We've got a $2,500 match, and I don't want to fail the listeners, because when we don't make the money, we can't do the work that you count on us for. We have the greatest respect for our audience.
It's Dennis
Some of the most
Feinstein.
extraordinary people listen to this radio show on this radio station. We're asking you to go beyond
Make a
listening,
pledge, Carrie Class.
becoming an active supporter of free speech radio. Take an action that nobody makes you
Support
take
your
with
gay
your
and
heart
lesbian
and
brothers.
your heart, and every cell in your body says it's the right thing to do. We need you to do it now. I gotta move that 0 to 1 and 2 and 3 people calling. Or just go to the web, kpfa.org, hit the donate button and join us there. It is 5:50 in the afternoon. Did somebody pull out the plug? Is my microphone working?
I think it's time for people to awaken from the American dream. The American dream has been trampled by this current administration with a sexual predator convicted felon passing himself off as a president.
Oh, wow.
If KPFA has ever made you feel seen, informed, or inspired, now is the time to protect this beacon of hope called KPFA. And again, you know, we don't sell ads, we don't sell your data, we don't ask you to stand up and protect.
All right, let's hear
You
our
know,
recipe.
we ask you to stand up and protect what
Well-
matters. If this station matters to you, we have to, you have to protect.
Let's find
it at
that
all costs.
recipe.
I'm calling out all our comrades, all our
Comrades?
allies, all our
What the
supporters,
hell?
all our friends up in the North Bay and the North Coast, but also all the way down to the peninsula, to Santa Cruz, to the Santa Cruz Mountains,
Santa
to
Cruz.
Watsonville, to Salinas. We know people are out there listening, but right now, I just want to let you know, folks, we need some callers. I know it's difficult times, but we have to keep this beacon of hope alive. Right now, as I said, it's in the crossfires. And, you know, freedom of speech really isn't free. They say freedom isn't free. Well, and neither is free speech radio. KPFA survives because there are people out there like you who choose to keep it alive. That choice is yours today. Go to your phones. Give up $10 a month. You're not going to be able to buy a fancy coffee and some pastry for $10. You might get a gallon and a half, you know, for $10. Give us that $10. Make that little sacrifices and send it to us. We don't
Send them
wait
your
for
money,
government
Gary
to
Class. You don't
approve
need it.
our existence. This radio is about resistance, and the mere existence of it makes the resistance even more amplified to you all out there. KPFA exists because our community demands it. No ads.
Why don't you
no
not be
bumper
cheap?
streets, Just truth-telling, music, cultura, and resistance powered by you. Don't just keep it alive. Protect it at all costs. And this is the time to rise. 1-800.
439-5732.
5732. It's Dennis Feinstein.
5732. Somebody suggested who just subscribed for $79. Subscribe for your age. If that was me, I would make goal in 1-800-439-5732. We really respect the audience. We believe in the people who listen to this show. And we hope you believe in us. We hope you believe in the message of flashpoints. You believe enough to take that action again that nobody
Flashpoints.
makes you take, but that you do because your mind and heart and every cell in your body.
I got
means
so damn many,
and it means blah.
recipes.
1-800-439, whatever you're doing. Maybe you're cooking dinner now. Maybe take a break, turn off the stove, don't burn the beans. 1-800-439-5732.
The hell is this guy talking about?
And then for the last 8 minutes,
I know I had a Cobbler
Can you give us
recipe.
5 a month? 10 a month? We could use 25 a month. If you've got a little extra up there in the North Bay, how about 500? Or
That's
1,000?
you.
Help us make
That's
our
me in
match.
the
We're
North
in
Bay.
a $2,500 match, and we're only halfway through, and it's 5:50. We have 5 minutes left to
Ooh.
do this.
Oh, Dennis, we're gonna miss our match.
1-800-439-5732, folks. We have been able to stop many
Ice cream in a
efforts
bag.
by the Trumpists and the folks who are
The
moved by
Trumpists.
hate and disaster and chaos because of this station, KPFA, and all our sister stations. Please.
All right, we're gonna have to get. Let's see if our 1932 General Mills.
1-800-439.
I do somewhere, but I don't know where the hell it is.
Gearing up for a walk, a walk from Napa to Dublin to stop.
It's easy to make, but I just gotta.
Torture center.
Hold on.
That the ICE wants to open. If people haven't heard what they're doing to our families and friends in these detention centers, is torturing them by giving them dirty water. Not letting them sleep, lights on 24 hours a day. You need a doctor today, you'll see him in 2
I've
weeks.
got the Pillsbury
You
Complete
get to
Book
eat
of
your
Baking.
breakfast at 2 in the morning, and then
I need to have a couple
next day at 2 in the
peanuts.
morning. It's a terrible thing that's happening, and we're able to relay this information because of KPFA. 1-800-439-5732. 1-800-439-5732. It's our instrument of communication with each other. The rallies, the historic.
What do you like best about Trump?
Hundreds of thousands of people being able to walk out there.
His
because of the
taco or what?
communication through programs like Flashpoints. Please call 1-800-439-5732. This is our station. We have to keep it alive despite all the attacks from people who would love to see us disappear. We are alive because of you and all of us together. 1-800-439-5732. 1-800-439-5732. Keep the calls coming. Keep coming in through the website, kpfa.org. You can make a pledge of a monthly donation. You can make it one-time payment right now. But either way, you can keep us alive together as a community. This is our station,
Cobbler.
our voice as a public, as the people of this country, of the people of this community. 1-800-439-5732.
I swear, I don't think these microphones are working. We had a beautiful opening.
Blueberry
and now we have 0
peach.
people
I don't want no
on the line.
blueberry
And
peach.
we have 2
Chris,
minutes. And you can keep calling if you want
MW197, what is
to
that?
support Flashpoints. For the next 10 minutes, you can call and help us make our match. We're halfway through. It's 5:57. We're halfway through the match. 1-800-439-5732. Give us 5
I want
a
a
month,
crisp.
25 a month. Maybe there's somebody out there who's got a little extra, who can really make the difference, who can help us pull this out of the fire at the last minute. We have $1,309. 1-800-439-5732. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Please, let's have a final uprising. Free Speech Radio. 1-800-439-5732. 1-800-AKPFA or kpfa.org. Hit that donate button and join us. There are beautiful books and all kinds of thank you gifts and a wonderful hoodie for a $50 contribution. Whatever it is, folks, give us 10 or 15 or 25 a month or just $5.
Substitute blueberries
Just
for
$5
apples.
to let us know you're out there and you care. It would be great to get 50 of you for $5 at the last moment. 1-800.
I'm not making that much of it.
5732. We got a minute and a half. Come on. 1-800-439-5732. 1-800-AKPFA kpfa.org, hit the donate button, and join us. 1-800-439-5732.
I like the crisp.
1-800-HEY-KPFA. Looking for that first and second and third caller to send us out of here.
We
with
don't
a
have
bang.
6 cups of
And if you've
apples,
got a
though.
little
We don't have
extra,
6 cups of
give a little extra. We could use the
blueberries.
help. It's a struggle. We'll keep going. We won't turn away. We hope you won't turn away when it's really time to stand up and support this marvelous, scrappy, alternative mechanism called KPFA. The people
We're listening to
Radio Network
KPFA.
have been here since 1949.
I'm not
and
going to
we
get
wanna
a
keep
copyright
going,
match
and
on my
we need
channel.
your help to do it. 1-800-439-5732. You're listening to KPFA Flashpoints on Pacifica Radio. Please stay tuned and keep subscribing. Thank you.
CSEP with me.
You're listening to 94.1 KPFA, 89.3 KPFB.
Don't knock out Bunny's Escape,
At kpfa.org.
because he will just burn himself out here. So make sure, don't take him out of the chat.
Good evening. It's Monday, May 18th. I'm Lauren Schmidt. Trump delays planned Iran strike amid ongoing Middle East negotiations. International health officials race to contain a deadly Ebola outbreak in the Congo. Civil rights group mobilize in Alabama amid new voting rights battle. Families allege U.S.-backed forces bombed and tortured Ecuadorian fishermen. And Palestinians commemorate the 78th anniversary of the Nakba, or catastrophe. These stories
The
and
Nakba.
more coming up from the studios of KPFA in Berkeley. This is the Pacifica Evening News. I'm Lauren Schmidt.
We just keep you here until you get burned out. That's our troll
Tomorrow
strategy.
marks Day 80 of the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran, and today, Day 40, since the ceasefire took effect on April 8th. No official end date for the ceasefire has been announced. However, President Donald Trump says leaders from Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates asked him to hold off on a planned military strike against Iran that had reportedly been scheduled for Tuesday, in order to allow for what he
202.
described as serious negotiations to continue. Trump had warned in a social media post Sunday that, quote,
You're the
"It's
best thing
better
for the
they
algorithm.
move fast, or there
202.
won't be anything left of them," close quote. Following the
Blueberry
call with
Cobbler.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, Trump says he's holding off on a military strike, but didn't offer details about the planned attack, but said he instructed the U.S. military to be prepared for a possible, quote, full
All right, we got a
large-scale
recipe.
assault of Iran, close quote. He was questioned about his post and the attack at a press briefing this afternoon.
Well, other countries have come to me and they've said we were getting ready to do a very major attack tomorrow. I put it off for a little while, hopefully maybe forever, but possibly for a little while. Because we've had very big discussions with Iran, and we'll see what they amount to. I was asked by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and some others if we could put it off for 2 or 3 days, a short period of time, because they think that they are getting very close to making a deal, and if we can do that where there's no nuclear weapon going into the hands of
We got the
Iran, I think,
recipe.
and if they're satisfied, we will be probably satisfied also.
I don't have orange
Trump,
juice.
who previously referred to the conflict in
Can't
Iran
use
as
that
a
one.
war, now refers to it as an excursion, likely to avoid criticism by lawmakers who have tried but failed to pass a war powers resolution. Trump has set deadlines for Iran, then backed off several times, and the strait remains mostly closed. The U.S. has also imposed its own sea blockades on Iranian ports since last month. But the CNN reporter questioned the president on what the war has actually accomplished.
Nothing has come into fruition. You mentioned this.
Well, a lot's come into fruition. We've
Well, there's no-
taken a country that was going to have a nuclear weapon, and we've virtually destroyed its military. They have no navy. They have no air force. They've been virtually destroyed militarily.
I
That's
like
a
it
lot.
when a
That's
troll
big,
comes in and
we
now they're
believe right
committed
now it
to
would take them
trolling.
25 years to rebuild, and the last thing that
It's
they
beautiful.
Can do, I think, is nuclear. Now they have to put it down in writing. But when you say nothing, we've totally destroyed. Excuse me, from CNN. We've totally destroyed their military. We've destroyed their leadership.
His comments come after Iran said it submitted a response to the latest U.S. proposal through mediator Pakistan. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi met Monday with Pakistan's Interior Minister in Tehran. Pakistan is
That's
still
the way you
seeking
get
to
rid of a
facilitate
troll.
further negotiations between Iran and the United States amid the fragile ceasefire. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman said that the negotiating process with the United States is still ongoing. But Ismaili Bagay said Iran is prepared to respond to any military attack amid tensions with the U.S. and speculations about an imminent resumption of war.
ما در عین اینکه همه تحرکات رو رصد می‌کنیم.
Well, we are monitoring all movements and are prepared for any scenario. At the negotiation table, regardless of those threats, we are focused on the Iranian nation's interest. As for the threat, rest assured, in case of the slightest error by the other side, we are well versed on how to respond.
خوب بلدیم که چجوری جواب بدیم.
On Sunday, a drone strike caused a fire outside a nuclear plant in Abu Dhabi.
I got plenty of peanuts.
Authorities raising new concerns over a potential regional.
I like them in the
escalation.
shell, salted.
However, no one has claimed responsibility, and the UAE has not publicly blamed.
All right, we're gonna do a Chris.
Ismaili Bagay commented on the incident.
ما با هیچ یک از کشورهای منطقه دشمنی نداریم.
We hold no hostility towards any regional country. We are eternal neighbors with all regional countries, including the UAE. We call on all those countries to be careful about plots by foreigners from outside the region to sow discord and permanent division between regional countries. They should learn their lesson from what happened over the past 2 or 3 months. They saw that military presence by the US and the Zionist regime doesn't bring security to the region.
آمریکا و رژیم صهیونیستی در منطقه امنیت آور نیست.
Meanwhile, Trump has been threatening for weeks that the ceasefire reached in mid-April could end if Iran does not make a deal, with shifting parameters for what could constitute such an agreement. Meanwhile, in Central and South America, reports of airstrikes and torture in Ecuador continue to mount under the U.S.-backed military regime, especially with the launch of Trump's Shield of Americas, a new multinational military force co-founded with the most reactionary governments of Latin America, now overseen by former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. An investigation by Camila Lourdes Galarza, originally published by Dropsite News, reveals that 36 fishermen were bombed, kidnapped, tortured, and held hostage without food by U.S. forces, some for as long as 8 days. Camila's report was recently referenced in a congressional hearing by U.S. Representative Bill Keating during his questioning of U.S. Secretary
All right, we
of
got
Defense
something portable. Whatever you do, don't remove this troll. Let him keep babbling away. He's excellent for the algorithm.
Testimonies by the survivors themselves.
The last time Roxana Nero heard from her husband Carlos was January 19th. Calling from sea on an emergency line, he said, an American aircraft, 2 drones, and a blue patrol ship had been circling La Fiorella, the Ecuadorian fishing boat he captained. The presence of military and drones worried him, given a wave of U.S. military airstrikes across the Pacific and Caribbean had indiscriminately killed about 170 seafarers. That number has since grown to 190. The local Coast Guard had also inspected the vessel only hours before and found nothing, clearing them. The next day, fishing in the Pacific, the boat went up in flames. 8 fishermen aboard have not been seen since. 2 surviving eyewitnesses, both of them crew members who happened to be out on a nearby raft at the time of the incident and managed to return back to shore alive, described seeing La Fiorella engulfed in smoke. They told Maria, the wife of another fisherman, the same account Roxana's husband had told her.
The day before, a U.S. patrol ship and 2 drones...
Yeah, a few oranges. I don't really need it.
Fishing, they said, we aren't doing anything wrong. But the next day, in the afternoon, the patrol ship and 2 drones returned, and that's when the survivors said they saw the boat exploded.
She agreed to speak to us on the condition of anonymity. The eyewitnesses claimed they'd been threatened by officials not to speak to the press or go on record about what happened.
They were terrified they would do something to them because, think about it, they were the only ones who survived what happened. If they gave a statement, they might kill them, something like that. That's what they were afraid of. Because, after all, a poor person cannot go up against the Port Authority, for example, because obviously the Port Authority is going to win.
This guy's like the greatest chatter I've had in like a month.
The families of the disappeared, who did speak out, like Mero, were then victims of extortion.
Hubo gente que se aprovechó de la situación, empezaron a extorsionar, a decir que ellos tenían a los tripulantes.
More than 90 days after La Fiorella vanished, Roxana Mero says she's still waiting for the state to send out a search team to find her husband. She tells Pacifica Radio the families live with constant military helicopters circling overhead, but none of them have been used to find her husband. The helicopters are part of ongoing U.S.-Ecuadorian joint operations that persist despite more than 60% of Ecuadorians voting to uphold the constitutional
we got 1,925 reviews on this one.
This past November. The
Let's
ban was originally
see.
introduced in 2007, precisely due to the U.S. military sinking fishing boats
Let's
off
jump
the
to the
coast of Banda.
recipe.
Under right-wing President Daniel Noboa, Ecuador has become a U.S. proxy in the region, described as a North American colony by political analyst and former advisor to Ecuador's Secretary of International Relations, Daniel Granja. The FBI even opened its first office on Ecuadorian soil under the pretext of fighting drug trafficking. Since U.S. Southern Command officially put boots on the ground last December 2025, multiple cases of civilian torture have been documented. Both the Ecuadorian and American state justify these incidents
All right, 4
by
cups of
labeling victims
blueberry.
as
Let's
drug
see how we're...
traffickers, despite a lack of evidence. It's also a claim families of the missing deny.
Go tell the Americans who keep patrolling. I told the Port Authority who keeps saying they were drug traffickers. I told the Port Authority to come search my house. There's nothing in my house. Sometimes I don't even have anything to eat. I barely have anywhere to live. I don't even have any money for beds. I tell them, come.
Let's
The
print
military
this baby
regime,
up.
which rules by martial law, has stonewalled all inquiries into the whereabouts of the fishermen. Angelica Lourdes Mero's son and husband are among the missing men.
They slammed the door in our face.
Maria had the same experience. I reached out to Manta's Port Authority. They hung up after learning the call was from a journalist. The families of the disappeared crew organized protests, vigils, and press conferences.
All right, I guess we can keep this baby on.
State to provide answers on the whereabouts of their sons and husbands. Their cries for help went ignored. That is, until 36 Ecuadorian men from 2 separate
All right, let's
boats
get
washed up
cooking.
on the shore of
This
the
guy is like a dream on here today.
March. The survivors shared similar details to what Roxana Mero's husband Carlos had described.
I always dreamed of a guy like this to boost it up. All right, here we go. Let's start the oven. You want to watch a troll burn out? He's so used to people booting him out. Yo. It's Keep typing away, dude. Keep typing away. 13 and a half years watching these guys chew up the furniture. Oh, shit. All right, let's get our spray out. Let's spray our pan here. There we go. Let's see what we're gonna do. We got our batter recipe. Let me get mine. Alright, what are we going to do? We're going to preheat the oven. We are underway. We're going to put this baby on 400. I love it. It's like hooking a fish. All right. So, preheat of sliced butter into pieces. Add to it 13. Place the pan in the oven while it heats to allow the butter to melt. 6 tablespoons of butter. All right, we're going to do that. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 6. We're gonna put this in the mic. We're gonna melt this. Let's get a cup. We're gonna melt that and pour that right in the bottom. Add blueberry, sugar, and zest to a bowl and stir and combine. We might not need much sugar. All right, they're pretty sweet. We'll put them in a bowl. Welcome to our troll, Kelly. We have them hooked pretty much here. All right, we're gonna pour this in. That's nice. Look at those blueberries. Sugar. There ain't a hell of a lot of sugar. Let's see, we could do the Dunkin' Hines. 1 can of Wilderness, 3/4. Pour filling into an 8-inch, stir together. Oh, we should have put that in right away. Let's get a little bit of sugar in here. What's up, Simplex? What's your question, bro? Let's get the sugar out. Flour. Okay, let's put a little bit of sugar in here. 1/3 of a cup. We're going to put a slight bit of lemon juice in. Just a little squeeze. That's all, just a little squeeze. I'm looking forward to this. Yes, I am. So, we're going to use this one. Mix that in. A little bit of pre-pour brown sugar. Okay, we're going to pour this. We're going to stir this in. Pour it in. We got the blueberries in there. Thank you, Rutherford Bee, Honeybee. Thank you. We're going to pour that right in. All right. We're going to use the same bowl. We're going to spread that out really good. Just like so. All right. And we're now going to mix up, I guess we'll do a separate bowl. I hate to lose this juice. You can make a jam out of that too. All right, let's get our bowl dried out. And we're going to put our dry ingredients on top here. Welcome in, everybody. All right. You want to make sure that's good and dry. There we go. I like this Betty Crocker one. Duncan Hines. Stir together brown sugar, oats, flour. So we're going to take 2/3 of a cup of flour. Each one of these is 1/3. So we're going to take 2 of these bad boys. 1, 2. That's that. We're going to get some oats too. I think I got some oats. And we're going to use 2/3 of a cup of rolled oats. I'm going to use the steel cut. quarters of a cup. How you doing, Shimei? We picked up, we caught a troll on the line. He's stuck here now. He's on the human pride wheel. All right, now we're going to use, what do we got? 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. This guy's like the greatest thing for the algorithm that came along. That goes in. Okay, what else do we need? 2/3 cup of flour. Got that. A little bit of cinnamon. And I mean a very little bit of cinnamon. Yeah, our boy got more than he bargained for tonight. He's so used to people bouncing him out of the chat. All right, we're going to mix that together. And we're going to put the butter in there. Isn't that nice? Right there. Woo, our boy hooked into the wrong chat tonight. All right, now we're going to use half a cup of butter cut into pieces. Thank you, Rutherford, for the dono. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Now we put up our butter. We're going to put that in, and we are going to stir that all around. That butter melts. Mash the cold butter into oat mix until it members. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're actually going to flake that butter in there. Let's get a little more butter out. Man, I hope this troll sticks around. right, we're going to take that and we're going to push this in. We're going to cut this into the flour now. We're going to grab our pastry cutter and just cut that in right there. This has to be done properly. This should resemble course meal when you're done. So take your time doing this. Make sure your butter is super cold. All right, that is beautiful. Let me get a paper towel. That is so fine. All right, now what do? Spread topping evenly, bake 35 to 40 minutes. Oh, that's going to be super fly, man. That is going to be super fly. Make sure you get it in the corners. All right. There it is. There she is. We're going to put this. Yeah, make sure you click on the notification bell. We want you around. I mean, forever, man. This guy's like a gift. I guess he thought he would kill the chat, but it just didn't work out that way for him. So I really hope he's here all the time. Please hit the thumbs up button, guys. It's the troll that's used to being bounced out after 2 minutes. Now it's a totally different story. Sitting in Mom's basement tonight. Committed, baby! Like downtown Julie Brown. Woo! Alright, we are in. Somebody make note of the time. That is beautiful. Jermaine's like, make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. Damn, that girl is good, man. That girl is good. Make sure to hit that bell for all notifications. Woo! What a beautiful thing. What's up, Milford? Yeah, it's like my dream come true tonight. I got a guy that's working his ass off in here tonight. All right, what time do we got? About 7 o'clock, yeah. And look at that, cleanup is already done. Make sure to hit the bell for all. Oh shit. You can't make this shit up. Man, this is going to be fantastic. Just like that, BAM! What's going on, Mario? We're making some cobbler tonight. Cobbler. All right, here we go with 1 pound of ground beef. Yeah, we're wearing a troll out tonight. Let's see, cook 1 pound of meat. You got to drain this stuff too. Yes, cobbler. This beef is so weird now. Like Sinead's like, make sure you like it. Make sure you hit the bell. Hit the bell for all notifications. Oh shit. Oh shit. We got our can of manwich. The first thing we have to do is drain this, or actually cook this up. So we're going to fire that up now. We're going to break that up. Might cut a little onion in here. The last thing this troll expected tonight is to come into a place where nobody would kick him out. Let's add a little bit of onion. We're gonna dice up some onion in here. All right, there we go. Let's put a little fire in the hole. Break that up and move that around. That little bit of onion is going to add a lot of flavor to it. So let's see, we cook that up to add the sauce thoroughly. I think you should drain the oil on it. We need to get some rolls out. Got to keep an eye on the time. Two bimbo rolls. Actually, two is going to be way too many. I think one will be fine. We'll have a lot of this left. Put that on there. Keep breaking up that ground beef. We don't want to add too much oil. I think the first time I made Sloppy Joe's, I made the mistake. Yes, much less per month. I think I made the mistake of putting olive oil in first. And that was a big mistake. We're combining all of this chopped onion in here. Let's clean this up because we're going to have extra. right, keep stirring. Oh, it's smelling good already. Ooh, it's smelling good already. Smelling good already. Now we're rolling. Take a quick peek. Looking good. Looking good. Make sure this is thoroughly cooked. Thoroughly cooked. I'm going to drain off any oil here. Any oil. We're going to thaw this out. We get and I hope this guy is here every live stream. All right. That was funny. Shemay said, make sure to hit the bell for all notifications. Holy shit. That, folks, was funny. All right, we're going to drain off all of this goo. We don't need a lot of goo. Last time it was too sloppy. All right, we're going to open our can. Yeah, we got the peach cobbler that's in there. Now we're going to pour this in. This should make El Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe in the wind. Now we just mix that in. Put the heat to it, and we're ready to go. Yeah, I don't do a lot of greasy, but I'm going to enjoy this baby, and it's going to be stacked. Do you ever make breakfast for dinner? I do not. I'm not a big breakfast person. I have soup for breakfast every day. It's Dennis Feinstein on Flash Points. Perfect. perfecto. I always eat soup. I like to drain that oil off. Get that really hot. And there it is. I like to make 2 halves. Just like that. Cuts down the bread a lot. Oh, man. Let's try biting this baby. Thank you, Lord, for what I'm about to eat. All right, we're waiting for the cobbler to come out. Let's take another peek. Oh, that's looking good. We got about 10 more minutes. How good is that? I don't know where the hell my cup went. I am so happy. You just put it on one hamburger, just make it open face. Make it open face. Delicious. Damn, today was a big calorie burn. That's what you call a dinner, guys. That's a dinner fit for a working guy. Right there. Delicious. Yeah, thumbs up are appreciated, guys. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, please take a second to do so. So happy to have Bonnie working his ass off in the chat today. Well, we're going to put the rest of this. I don't know if we don't need the real big one. Might be able to get it right in here. Actually make a good breakfast too. I can eat dinner for breakfast, but I can't eat breakfast for dinner. Get all that goodness. There we go. I love these storage containers. We're gonna have to get some beer this weekend. Blackbird's here. He's going to be glad he got his refund. Oh, this is so good. What's going on, Elizabeth? All right. That was a long time coming. Let's see what our time is. We got about 5 minutes. We're making blueberry cobbler. I'm having a feast tonight. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. Not quite smelling it yet. Let's see. Should be any minute now. I haven't had a good sloppy Joe in a long time. That really hit the spot tonight. I don't like to leave a mess. It's Dennis Feinstein. All right, now I smell the cobbler. It's done. It is finito. Here we go. Cobbler time, here we go. This baby's bubbling, stumbling, bubbling. Oh, yes. There it is, right there. Man, that thing is still bubbling away. Ronnie, give me a second to do a YouTube short. Okay. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? This is all going to set. Be absolutely delicious. There it is. Woo! That's what you call success. I'd love to have a piece of it, but it's got to set a little bit. So I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you for you guys for being along as I make a blueberry cobbler tonight. I predict good eating ahead. Thank you very much, everybody. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, thank you. And thank you for the for my moderators for everything you do. And thank you, Bonnie. Make sure you hit that bell for all notifications. Man, I hope you're always here. Thumbs up are appreciated, guys. Thanks.